in college. I remember going to visit my brother on a break shortly after he got married, and somehow the topic of tithing came up in our conversation. Now, when we were growing up, we were taught that you tithe. The first 10% goes to the Lord. It was something that was taught to us as children. But my brother said, when he got out on his own, he said, I would give to the church on occasion, he said, but there always seemed to be something that demanded my 10%. He said, so I didn't give consistently. And he said, when I got married, he said, all of that changed, not because I all of a sudden decided to give first to the Lord. He said, but my wife had grown up that the first 10% went to the Lord. And he said, she would write the check before the paycheck would even hit the bank. So it was ready to go. He said, so it just became automatic that we gave first to the Lord. He said, it became so amazing to me how much farther the 90% would go when we gave to the Lord than the 10% if we just kept it, when I kept it all to myself. And I found that to be true in my life. I would love to say that from the time that I was taught as a little boy that I always tithed. But I can't say that. It wasn't until I got into college that I finally began to really buy into this principle of tithing, of giving the first fruits. And it's difficult because it's not always convenient. When you look at your budget and you look at the numbers and you say, I just don't know if there's enough to get by. But if you will trust the Lord in it, here's a couple things that I hear. People that have bought into tithing and have become tithers typically tell me, I'm amazed at the blessing of God in my life. And the thing that I hear from people that don't tithe, they say, I just can't afford to tithe. And I believe there's a correlation.